All right. Would you state your name for the record?
Andrew Slater.
All right. What year are you, Andrew?
I'm a senior.
All right. You're a senior. Um, so, what made you create the boxing club with the MMA club already in existence?
I found that they are two different complete sports,
Mm-hmm.
and boxing is only a small part of MMA.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with a passion for it that I couldn't express if I had 10 days for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started. I met a lot of the MMAers, and it just seemed like, in addition to helping them out,
Mm-hmm.
it made it. I know a lot of people now, so if I decided to start a club like I did, I know that I'd have a pretty big group to start.
Yeah. Understandable. How long have you been boxing yourself?
Since I was 16.
Oh, 16. How old are you now?
22.
Oh man, that's a pretty long time. So will you have like any assistants with the club?
I have two assistant coaches right now. One of them is Kevin Hodges, and he's a black belt in Taekwondo, and he switched to boxing just very recently. So it was a pretty easy transition. And then another one named Jade Perrin is a personal trainer here at the rec, and she does everything from yoga to kickboxing classes to cardio. So she's teaching the beginner class that we have.
All right, that's cool. I know students will be like, this will probably be like their third or fourth question. Like, will students be forced to participate in actual matches, or like, or will they be forced to spar?
Well, one of the problems I found with MMA is that they have so many people who compete and so many beginners that are just trying to learn that there's a lot of either slow classes, or there's a lot of confusion, or there's a lot of people that show up on days where they have to spar and they don't want to. So I created, in our 3-hour practices, which are 3 days a week, I created the first hour is more of a class setting, which Jay teaches, which is for beginners, which, it's a hard workout. You get yoga at the end, but you also learn the fundamentals of boxing, and you don't have to compete. And then the second 2 hours of my 3-hour practices are for the team that competes. And so I decided to separate it to make it easier and not waste anyone's time.
So it's a club and a class.
Yes.
All right. So with it being the class, what all will you teach in the class?
We just had our first class on Tuesday of this week, and we started out with a cardio warm-up. We had natural body movements and plyometrics, which is just using your own body weight instead of weights. And then we had about 20 minutes just teaching fundamentals, like just the basics, footwork, blocking, movement. And then we had a nice 5 to 8 minute yoga session at the end to stretch everyone out after class.
So is that all that's being taught, is boxing and yoga within the boxing club?
Yoga is amazing for everything, and I can't stress that enough. And we just wanted to make a class that, beginners, girls who don't want to fight, freshmen who don't even know, what boxing or MMA really is. We want to give them a class to, hopefully break them in and get their heart going and make them maybe want to come up to the team.
Oh, cool. What will like a typical practice like consist of? Can you take me through a typical practice at the boxing club?
Well, for the team itself, the second 2 hours of practice, we do an hour of conditioning, which is anything from Olympic lifts, kettlebells, running stairs, sprints, shadow boxing with free weights. And then the second hour is working on our offense and defense, and sparring to the body, shadow boxing, just every technical aspect we try to cover in the second hour, and we try to keep our guys in shape for the first one.
All right, cool. How many members have signed up so far?
So far we have about between 40 and 50 members, I want to say, and about 25 of them, 20 to 25 are attending the class, and the remainder are on the competitive team.
Oh, all right. Will it be like a deadline to join the class?
It's open enrollment at any time. All you have to do is fill out the proper paperwork, which is a liability form, to get yourself on the roster. And honestly, we accept new people every day. And all you need to do is know the practices, and as long as you have your form sorted out, you can come whenever.
All right. with the boxing club, people already expect for you to know movements and how to throw a punch. People expect for you to teach them that. What do you feel will surprise students if they do like enter the boxing club?
Either the class or the I told you I got two great assistant coaches. The class and the team itself will push you harder than you're pushed. This isn't a 1 credit class that you sign up for, and you know what I'm saying. You go at a nice easy pace. This is very hard, and we want all of our members to be just as dedicated as the next one because we're really trying to push cardio and getting in shape and getting healthy.
All right. I say you said pushing hard. Will some students be able to work at like their own pace? You might have a student that's more out of shape than the next student, so will like sometimes they be able to work at their own pace?
Yeah, I mean, I always say it's not how fast you get it done; it's that you get it done in the first place. And our motto is hard work, dedication, and dedication is just as important as working as hard as you can. So we have a lot of new beginners, a lot of people who haven't worked out since high school, a lot of people, older people, moms. We have a lot of big range, so we make all of our workouts tailor-made for everyone.
All right. What equipment will be necessary if you want to enter the boxing club?
All I recommend is have a jump rope because that's just phenomenal. I mean that's the best warm-up tool you can have, and then hand wraps to protect your wrist and your fist while they're in the gloves, and that's really it. A mouth guard if you plan on competing, of course. But the school and the MMA team has been courteous enough to help us out with everything else we need, and if we need anything else, I know that we can get it taken care of.
All right. A couple more questions. Do you have any favorite boxer yourself?
Floyd Mayweather.
You're not a Pacquiao fan?
Nope. He's a disgrace to the sport.
Understandable. All right. That'll be all. All right. Thank you very much.